Yeah, it's me. It's Thursday night again. Woo, we're ready to party here. Got my bunny ears on. We're going to do some bunny ears. Palette knife bunny ears. But you could just paint them if you don't want to do them fancy. But I have a lot of palette knives, as you know. But you could use just old plastic one from the dollar store. That'll work too, which I like them. I like my palette knives a little flexible. I always check them. I always make sure they got a nice bend. That'll work too. But this painting, my house was in an accident with a car. Got hit by a car. And right where it hit was a bedroom, where my granddaughter was, but she's fine. But it was all my, a lot of my paintings and party supplies. So I believe, because I have not seen it, that this painting was in there. So we're going to do that tonight. Actually, palette knife heavy work is really better on a piece of wood. But I do it on canvas too, but I really want it on this wood palette for my back door. So I'm not sure if I'm going to put any words on. I'm just going to do the ears, but we're going to just use, instead of using like an impasto or a thick paint, I'm just going to use my good old Deco Art, and I'm going to use a thickener. And you can use like, there's all different brands. This one's from U.S. Art Supply, which I like them. This is their impasto. Or if you're using other brands, it might be called, it has all different names. Basically, it's a thickening agent. I'm trying to see what else I got here. I got a couple of different ones. Deco Art also makes thick paints, and they're called impasto. Their paints are called impasto. So, impasto is actually hey Lori, it's not only like a description of type of painting, which is a thick paint, but it's also, some of the brands took on the name, but actually, they're acrylic mediums, this one is, but actually, it's actually a technique, impasto. But it says impasto on it, but actually it's just an acrylic medium, because I will also use these for sealing a painting and adhering paper and stuff too. So it's really versatile. It tells you on the back everything that it can do. It says apply with palette knife, paint, spatula, paintbrush to achieve different textures. Mix with acrylic paints to produce a colored tinted paste. When dry, modeling paste may be sanded or directly painted with acrylic or oil colors. So you can do a lot with this. So anyways, it's called acrylic medium is what you're looking for. But this one is called impasto, and I think in the other lines it's just called acrylic medium. Anyways, it's a thickening agent. So let me see if I got you guys up here. I got the page up. So yeah, I've been working on, I'm trying to do I put myself self-inflicted, learning how to do more portraiture, and I'm doing a little better than I thought I was gonna. I don't know why I was so afraid of doing it. I think it's just, I think most artists, this is like one of the last things they learn, so maybe it's just like a fear thing. And I started because a friend of mine, who I'm in her groups, two of her groups, Jamie Norvell, she's getting like close to 3 months now. She does one like every day. So I said, well, I could do that. So, hold on. So I called, I texted her. I said, do you mind if I do the same thing? And I might do something with the class later all together once I learn what I got to learn. She says, no. So she thought it was great. So I've been doing a painting or two every day of some kind of portraiture. I can't put this so sound off. No, what this is a reel. That's why I can't get it off. I can put it back on my, So, is this live? Where's my live one? I gotta find my, it says live. Where am I? So, anyways, today I was working on my middle daughter's painting. Okay, I got it. I'm good now. Back on my sound off. So, yeah, we're up. Anyways, today I was working on my middle daughter's. Yes, I go back over and I can see everybody's comments. So this is my middle daughter, Jessica. It's not done. I'm still working on the highlights. This is like kind of the second stage. She had like a white background. This is actually her picture from, she works she's a director at NYU. So, she don't wear her hair like this anymore, but she likes this picture, so, But it had like a whitish, and I see a lot of purple in it, so I did kind of a purple background, because her sisters, even though their hair is very dark, they do have some red in it. Must be from me, so I put a little bit of a kind of a cranberry in there, and it kind of blends in with the back pretty good. But I still got to work on her face. And that I did. look up her name, how to spell it. M-A-U-I. She's a Dutch painter, and she speaks English. And she's been doing, she does like runway model kind of stuff, portraiture. And it's all in watercolor and ink. Isn't that beautiful? I did another one too. This was supposed to be Miley Cyrus, but she does famous people. But I don't think it came out that great. It's okay. I didn't do the chin right. But see, I'm learning. So that was only the second one I did. One I made was screwed up. This one I think came out the best with the hat and stuff. So, and the earrings. So she does a lot of models stuff. So I was playing with that this morning. And now we're going to do this. So my daughter's here. She's visiting. So I'm going to, as I said a little bit earlier, I put a roast in the pot. And she's mashing up the potatoes. And I had some broccoli. So good supper, good supper. Sometimes I just want plain food. But people got to have something fancy every night. Not me. You know, I kind of just like some potatoes, a piece of meat, you know, veggie. I'm fine with that. So this is the painting. Like I said, it was on a piece of wood. It's not, I don't have it. I don't know where it is. So, and we're doing this today, so I'm going to put this up here so I can keep track of it. And we are going to use the impasto. And I'm going to use regular old Deco Art paint. But like I said, Deco Art does make, in here, I guess somebody here, I might use this yellow. They do make one called impasto. Same thing, and it's a thick paint, very thick, heavy body paint's another one. It's like almost like Vaseline or something. So I'm gonna need white, and there's an antique pink in here. I'm gonna get a nice pile of white. There's a lot of white in the background. It's on here. Oh, we've been getting some new people in our group. That's a good thing, right? Make sure you say hi to everybody when they get on there. I tend to forget that I have to remind them that they got to go up to the featured area. So if you guys think of it, just say hi and say, why don't you go to the featured area? Here, there's a challenge, and here's this, and here's that. So sometimes I write it in, but I got to keep doing it, you know. I know that, like, I have some stuff that's on there automatically. I don't know if I could do that. I wonder if I could. You know how I like I'll say keep up your challenge and all that. That I have. It's, like, automated. I've had it. So, anyway, so I got these rounds, because I got lucky. You never find them at the Dollar Tree. This is going to go on my back door. I have nothing for my back door. That bunny that I did from Essential Stencils, I got invited to their group. So I went over there and I posted. I did that bunny last year and I posted it. I got like a bunch of hits. Everybody loved it. I got more stuff I should put on there. Everybody loved that bunny. That bunny's adorable. I want to make another one, but you know, I didn't know that Easter's so close. I mean, like, it seems like we just had St. Patrick's. I just got my stuff up like 3 days ago, and it's like Easter already, you know? I got a ham out for dinner. Sunday we're doing dinner, so anyways. Like my ears. They had sparkly ones, but I like the bow. That's another thing. You could probably put a bow on this. Wouldn't that be cute? On our bunny? Anyway, so here's the, it's a 12-inch. I have some big ones I bought for the different projects, but I'm just gonna, like, to make it easier on yourself, just pencil in a couple ears, and then we're gonna do the flowers in the bottom. Then we're gonna go around the outside just to make it easy. So, and the thing is that you can, if you don't get the ears big enough, you want to change them, you can come back and adjust it with your paint. And you can use a paintbrush. Whenever the palette knife's not going where you want it to go because you're learning it, you can adjust it with the paintbrush. A lot of artists, if you watch anybody do paintbrush, they don't all start right with the palette knife. They come in there with their paint first. But you can start with a pencil or something. Now, some people think if you use a pencil, if you want to do looser painting, you probably shouldn't be starting out with a pencil, because that makes it too strategic. A lot of, like, I'm the kind of artist that just goes by the seat of my pants. I'm intuitive. So I, a lot of times, will not use a pencil. But when I'm teaching, I think it helps with composition. So that way you don't paint where you're not supposed to go. It does help. So let me get a pencil here. I had it all out here a minute ago when I was doing all that fancy work. I got this down here for me. I'm going to put it up in a minute. Yes, there's my daughter. She's pretty. Not done yet, though. You know, I think too, you know, I was an oil painter for 20 years. I haven't done it too much, but I just bought a whole bunch of waterless ones. You know, I have COPD. So I think they'll come out a lot better in oil. So I'm going to try doing some in oil too. I'm going to get to my husband eventually, but that's my third daughter. And I want to do my sister. So anyways, let me put this up and turn it around. Oop, move this over. So if anybody's new here, just say hey. Listen where you're from. Are you painting today? Or just say hi. It works for me. Helps my page. Helps me a lot. All right, so I got this centered at the center. So this one, you know, alarmed me a lot of times. I have a big, it's called a crocodile, and I put holes in it for me. I don't always like to, but that's the way this came, so that's fine. So now we want to do those ears. Here they are right here. And I'm just going to do some big ears first, and then I'm going to work around it. Like I said, this was originally on a big piece of wood. I had a friend from California, Jim. You guys know Jim. He sent me a bunch of wood. I think I have like 2 pieces left over here. So just make some big ovals. And the thing is, you know, this is kind of a shabby chic technique. You know, it's not meant to be like really perfect. So if you're into that thing and you're not like, what do they call that, type A, you're gonna love this. This is a very loose technique. And if you don't want to use a palette knife, you could make your impasto or your thick paint up and just put it on with an old brush, like a thick brush. And it takes a while to dry, but with acrylic paint, it's a little faster. A lot of people do this in oil too, a good many, but not all of them do in acrylic. So if you want a thick, you know, textured look, you could do this with something besides. You could even use like a regular house knife, a butter knife. You could use even a credit card. It's better if you get a palette knife. But like I said, you can use a plastic one right here. And I like these too. I never use them because I always use the other kind, and so I bought some to give out to my people. You know, I do Happy Meal, we do challenges, and I give out free art supplies once a month. Or whatever, sometimes I give out art, whatever. So these are very flexible. When I check for a knife and I want to buy a knife, first thing I do is I want to see if it's got this give. They ain't got no give. It doesn't work as good because you're really pressing on it. So make sure you got something that has a little give to it. I bought ones that I can't maneuver them. This one's kind of stiff. I can't move it. You can tell I haven't used it that much because I can't. I find it's better if you got something a little flexible. This is my favorite, and it's so mangled. Look at that thing. I love it though. It comes in different sizes and shapes. You might find, it's like brushes, you might find that one kind is better than another that's not uncommon. It's like anything. Oh, what do we got on here? I got kinds of designs on here. Did someone give me something? What was that? What'd you guys do? What'd you guys do? I don't know what you guys did. Somebody's playing with my site again. Was that one, was it last week someone made me into a duck or something? Something that was hysterical. Sorry. Thank you, Lori. I just seen it was up there. Also, I look up my thing, it's got sparkles and purple things and things. Confetti. Oh. Well, anyways, when you look for your knives, flexible is better. This is a big one. This is a Gaffney one. And those are here, Lori's favorite, Lori's favorite thick paint. Gaffney's good too. That's a little bit thicker than what most people are used to. So I would, if it was me, I would just stick with your standard thicker paints or just make your own, like I said. So you can use this. I'm going to use my favorite, and I'm going to use this one. So, but first we're going to pencil in, which we just did, the basic shape, what I want. Now there's going to be all flowers right here. So if you're worried about where they got to go, you can even make a little section like that. Now, I actually think I might want these a little bigger. Let me just kind of, I want it to all be ears. I don't want people to say, oh, look, it's bunny ears. I don't want to say, oh, it's flowers, or oh, it's, what's she doing? I want to definitely be ears. So see, I'm just tracing back and forth and getting a general shape, because you're gonna cover this up with paint. So it doesn't really matter if you make a little bit of a mess with your, there's going to be a middle part. Like I said, there's going to be flowers right in here. So that's just kind of a basic composition, or I like to call it setting up the front room. You know what I mean? How you want it. If you want to change it, you can erase it. So it's a pencil, All right, so now we got some white paint. And I like this antique pink, one of my favorite deco art colors. Oops. So funny, my daughter, like, I get this, I don't know, like insurance money thing, I don't know what they call it. What they call it? Well, I get it once a month, and Walmarts don't take them no more, so I go to Costco. And I tease her, I'm going to buy her lunch. You get 2 hot dogs and 2 sodas for $3.24. I'm buying lunch tomorrow, Jackie. Can't wait to have a hot dog, she said. She's telling my brother, she says, my mother's just going to buy lunch. The only time she buys lunch. That's what I had kids for. Anyways, so I'm going to just kind of start putting a little color on here with a brush. Just to get a little base to this. And then I'm going to thicken up my paints. I'll come in here with some my peach color here, and I'm going to put that in the middle. All right, and then we'll just kind of put where I want my roses. Just make some little circles. Leave some room for the greenery. You're going to put some little green stuff in there, leaves. And then we're going to, I want an antique white, so what I do, I love the antique shabby chic look, and a lot of artists, this is what they use, no matter what kind you're using, if you're using tube or if you're using gold and whatever, they add ochre. This is a deep ochre, doesn't mean, or actually they also have one called salted caramel. They just gets that white, just a little bit tinted. Now they do sell a couple like buttermilk and stuff, but I can't really control that. I would rather have the control by adding a little bit of this to maybe my pink or my white, just to get that kind of antique look. And then we're going to start palette knifing. This just gives us a good base. It gets us started. And the outside is white. We're going to palette knife that and make it look a little rough, which is the name of the game. So I got a little brown in there, a little pink in there, a little white in there. Better to start light and go white. Do you guys know that? Go lighter. Do you guys know that? Any kind of painting, like when I'm doing my, any kind of painting, my flowers or whatever, I always start dark and go light. If you start light and go dark, it covers it up. Well, that's kind of useless, ain't it? So, nobody's ever been here before. I'm a self-taught artist. I've been painting for over 40 years. I've taken many classes and traveled around and took all kinds of classes. And I've learned a lot on my own. I know people that are educated too and don't really use it, so even if you're educated with it, you should be using it. But if you're not, I have been using it, and I do all kinds of stuff, and I know where you've been and how hard it is to get started, and I teach all different types of techniques, a little more advanced in my other group. I have one called the Garden Palette, which I'm going to be opening up right after Easter sometime, probably a couple days maybe. I'm working on a campaign for it. And I teach you how to paint, but I try to get you to be more inspired and skilled and confident. And I teach a lot of newbies and hobbyists and artists, but I think that when we work together, we can come up with a lot of cool stuff. And like I said, I do a lot of different things. We're going to do pretty soon we'll paint rocks. People like to show their work, showing what they're doing. I have an ATC group over in the, well, it used to be in here and they took the chats out. Facebook changed a lot of stuff. And I'm going to take some of my impasto, good chunk of it, put it right into my white. And they changed everything, so now it's over Messenger. So we made it private because, they got their stuff in there. Addresses and stuff. So if you want to join it, let us know. We do it every month. I get letters. I got all kinds of cards. I got an album of them now. And then we also do a challenge in there and in this group every month, and I give out Happy Mail, which I'll be doing Saturday. We're going to be doing that other bunny Saturday that I showed you guys I did last year. What else? We do lots of stuff. I did some make your own print paper. We do jelly plate, and a little watercolor in the spring. I go outside and do a little, plein air. It's watercolors, that's all I really do. And then, just have fun with that. So, and all that stuff counts. I do a lot of drawing too. I teach a little drawing. Those things are definitely, you gotta have some. What's good about like going outside and using like watercolor, it's very reasonable to purchase and use, is that you can, without getting into anything fancy, you could do something real quick and kind of pick up the. One of the best paintings I ever did was out in my yard. I sold it right away, and I wish I hadn't. One of the first ones I sold. And the thing with it was is that I, at that point, realized how important it was to, if you're going to be doing trees and stuff, to actually go and paint a real tree outside. You know what I mean? So, there you go, get all my colors mixed up. So, even if you're not using, if you plan on using acrylics or oils or something, so get outside when you can, you know. You can paint with anything. You don't, it doesn't even have to be paint. You could, you know, outside you can do like pencil. A lot of people do different types of pens. You could do pastels, lots of things you can do that you can carry that are not heavy, you know, so you can go outside and take a look around. All right, so now I'm gonna come right in here. I'm actually gonna add a little of this, like I said, this yellow right into this white, kind of make it more of an off-white. It's a little lumpy and bumpy, but that's okay. Shoot. Gotta make it thicker. When you're kind of mushing it around, it's gonna have little lines and stuff in it anyway. So I'm gonna come in. Now you use a lot more paint when you use this. So don't try to skimp on the paint, because the whole point is to have it raised and textured and have little points. Now I'm gonna fill the whole knife up just on the back. And I'm going to come right up on here. I'm going to almost flatten the knife. I'm going to bring it right in here. And just trying to bring it towards the middle so I can get the shape. And you can flip your work around. This is kind of hard. Our hands don't do what they're supposed to do with something like this. So then you can come and go like that. Just to get the shapes in. Now if you only need a little bit on the brush or the knife, just use that amount, or you're going to have paint where you don't want it. So if you're only going to do just a half an inch or something, you only want that much paint on it. And just maneuver it around a little bit. Same thing on this side. You're going to just put the paint just on the bottom. Make sure it's clean. Come in here and follow the shape. It hasn't got to be perfect, because they're going to kind of come around the outside with that white that's in the picture. We're also going to scrape this a little bit too, so. Or what the Italians call sgraffito. It's a scraping technique. Sgraffito, look it up. Sgraffito. Cool word, huh? Cool word. Same thing, just on the bottom. Try to keep it on the bottom. Only as far up as you think you're going to need it. Starving. I'm gonna eat supper. Busy day. I find more crap to do. I'm a putterer. You know, I just around the house putter. I'm cleaning stuff out, making more messes than what it started with. Might be ADHD. I'm not really sure what the hell my problem is, but I find more crap to do. That's okay, because they're gonna put pink in the middle. We're going to put pink in there. Doesn't matter. It's like shabby chic, so you want it to be a little bit on the rough side here. If you wanted it perfect, we would do it perfect, right? Right, so now I could take some, and I can kind of start doing some little slicing in here. Just kind of slice. Slice. Can move the paint around while it's still wet. And you let it dry a minute. When you come back, you're going to actually be working texture over texture, and that builds it up and covers it in. Now, if you don't want that, and something you're doing in particular, you don't have to go over it twice. But if you want a thicker look, let it dry a few minutes, and you're gonna hear it like kind of going over the bumps, and it gives it a different look. It's really cool. That's why I tell people, like, I'll keep my canvases, because an old painting is perfect for this kind of techniques. And you can also like just go over it with some gesso. I could have done that with this and make it all rough looking, or even out the roughness of an old painting. Maybe I don't want like one piece on it. So I'll just go over the whole thing and make all kinds of designs and stuff with the wet pasta. Pasta, I can do, you know, flowers in the shape of a house or a tree. Then when it's dried, the basic shape is there. And then all you gotta do is paint over it, or texture over it, whatever you want to do. Thanks, Lori. Thank you so much. I seen it up there. I don't know. Same thing tonight. I'm getting different things on different devices. It was up here that you showed it, but the fancy stuff was over here on the picture. Crazy, right? Definitely stuff going on with them. So, I want to make a little more point up on the top here. Now, when you're making petals and stuff, you know, there's a rounded end ones of these. When you do that, you'll get like you can lay it down like you do with a round brush, and you get like a petal look. Okay, where did I put on my paper towels? Right here. All right. So now I'm gonna wipe it off. And I'm just gonna go with the tip. Let me use this one, the plastic one. And I'm gonna pick up some of that thick pink. And I'm gonna do the middle part now. I'm just gonna kind of lay it down. Just lay it down. Keep it towards the end of the palette knife. I have a bunch of stuff I can do, but it's so close. I only got one more day I can do a class. So, I mean, I can do some, I just did some reels this morning, but, you know, I gotta start working on summer stuff, which is cool, because I got a bunch of stuff I can do for that. I can always find stuff to do. I gotta find some more rocks. See, now you ain't gotta worry about if it's real even looking, because it's supposed to be a little shabby chic. Alright, so, I did like a white around the edges. Do I want to do white? Well, this antique white is going to be like too, we want contrast, so I'm going to have to do a different color, right? I'll have to get some fresh white out. So we'll go right ahead and do the roses first then. Yeah, I make it a little thicker up here too. I'm going to kind of give him some points. Wonder what other color I could do on this. I think I'm going to pick up some of this, it's like a cranberry. It's called Berry Cobbler. I think it'll be a nice contrast with the roses. Some pink and white. I think I want to do the background a different color, but what do you guys think? What can I do? It'll look good with the cranberry. I'm just going to kind of slap some of this on, even though it's not thick. Just so I can work that base into the color. Remember, we got to put some leaves on here too. I get like a whole bunch of leaves on it. I did. Yeah, we got some color in there now. Now with this, when you're doing these roses, you really are just using the tip. It's really thick, and I'm going to come in, I'm going to just start, same thing you do with a brush, I'm going to kind of make these like circular motions and make sure you got a couple different colors so that you get contrast. It's all about contrast, right guys? All about the contrast. I mean, you'll get like, from the texture, you'll get like shapes, but I might go over this a little bit of white, and then you'll get like, if you have a couple different shades, I'm putting some purple on. That's what makes it look like it's a rose. It's the different colors. It's still wet, so it's going to mix in with my paint a little bit, which is what I want. You want to look more like roses, don't do them too even. And always have like a few pieces stick out, because petals will hang off the edge of the rose. Boy, I got to plug in or you're not going to hear me. Forgot to plug in again. Hey, sorry, I had to plug. Keep reconnect now. Ugh. Okay, am I on? Yeah, man. I got big fingers, guys. everything looks all right. Yeah, I got your stars. Hey, Lisa, Lori, Kat, who's on here? Everybody's on here. Not everybody, most everybody. All right, so like I said, you got to have a little contrast, so I'm adding that berry. Pretty color, isn't it? Pretty color. I'm gonna. It'll look more better. More better, is that a word? When I do, I put the foliage in, or, you know, leaves. It's an ugly stage right now. Okay, it's the ugly stage. Always an ugly stage. Like teenagers, ugly stage. Right? It's true. It's true. Ugly little buggers and they're teenagers and miserable things. Mine were pretty good, but they were miserable. And I enjoyed it thoroughly. I was a miserable. I remember being 13, everything made me cry. And that's sad. Now, I still could cry a lot, but not that. I remember, like, just stupid stuff I'd cry over. Oh. But yeah, made it the world, hated my mother. But they were the same way, and I'm just evil. I would just, like, the first two I would get upset, and I thought maybe I should call a psychologist. And by the third one, she slammed her door. I said, when you're done, you come back out, dinner's ready. And the first one, I'd be like sitting in front of their door crying, you know, and then after that, it was like, the first two broke me right in. And I had a house full of brothers, so not that boys are much different, but they're a different beast. I don't care. They're a different beast. Love my brothers. Girls are a different beast. So see how I'm like bringing some out so they kind of are a little wonky. I want them too even looking. Then we're going to do some green. So there you go. They're wonky looking. So then I got, actually, instead of I got some of this Anita's. This is from Hobby Lobby. This is their Kelly green. It's a really pretty green. I'm going to use this. I have to thicken this up too. And I also got this new leaf green, which is really pretty. It's like kind of like a lawn color. It's really just pretty. You're gonna need a good bit of this. I put a lot of leaves on here. You're probably gonna want your really pointy knife. And this nice knife that's my favorite, if you guys think you want to get into this, they only sell them in one paper. They sell these at Michael's. It's the only place I can get them like this. I have some like Italian stuff. But this one is like super pointy, and I love it because I can get like right in between stuff. Some of those are just too big. You gotta kind of do it on the side. These you can get right in. And I'm gonna put a little bit of this new leaf to the side, and I'm gonna add thickener to both of them. Or, you know, acrylic medium. Put them right next to the yellow. Get a little yellow in there, wouldn't hurt either. The antique yellow or the ochre. I'll get a little bit more impasto. I don't pronounce anything right. I don't know what's wrong with me. They say banana, I say banana. They say apple, I say grapes. Okay, get quite a bit here. So we're gonna do a bunch. Just kind of randomly mix them here a little bit. Put some of that yellow in there. It's okay. Nice and thick. I'll just white in there too. Lots of colors. There you go. Now, if you were doing a gigantic painting, you'd probably want to do this all together, but with the oils, you do a big painting, you almost got to do in oils, because these dry out so fast, you'd end up like wasting half your paint, so it's fine to do this with a smaller project. So, and I'm going to come right, oh, I need my small one. Just come right in with your paint. You're going to want to kind of do the same thing. You're going to kind of want to just make some shapes first. Make some shapes first. What do I got up here? Yeah, I just made a bunch of shapes. This one. I'm going to get a round one. Something with a round tip. Round tip. A beat up round tip. Round trip. I'm going to kind of come in here and do some little petals. Lay it down pretty thick. Kind of bring it towards the middle so you get like a kind of a football shape, right? Get all these greens mixed in there so it makes it pretty. Like I said, I got, I'll come back over this a little bit and do some more. I don't think it ain't quite mixed in yet. I suppose I could put Easter or something on this, but I'm going to leave it like it is. I'm just going to kind of rough it up with some more paint around the edges, and I'm just going to leave it like it is. I might just leave it out in the back porch for a while. I still got something from Valentine's Day up there. Then I ended up putting one that I had there, was originally on my front door, which I really like. I put that on my mirror. So this is cute on the mirror. So then the one I made with the bunnies, that's out on the front porch, and then the other one I use all year round is hanging up on. I put a door. I had one of those standing, what do they call them, coat racks, but you know, this house is a lot smaller. It was my mother's, my daughter's taking it. So I just like put it in the shed, and I got one of those, just, you know, a rack, big one for all the coats. So much better. Got a lot of room back there now. And I just ordered a kind of like a bench, like, what would you call it? Like a bench, you know, sit down and put stuff in. What do they call it? You know what I mean? The chest. So I'm checking out if it's good. I'm going to get another one for underneath my antique desk. Just for storage, and because I got like bags and boxes everywhere. I got to have storage. Try to get rid of stuff, but it ain't easy. I'm still going from stuff from when I moved. I mean, it's like ridiculous. You don't know what to, the minute you get rid of something, you're like, oh, I should have kept it. But you know something, how much stuff do you need? You can't take it with you, right? See, that's dried a little bit, so I can go over this a little bit. Yeah, I think this round one worked out a little better. So now it fills it in, it doesn't look so see-through, unless that's what you want, because it all depends on what you want. So I can build this up a little bit more. I'm going to take a little bit of this antique white and go over a few things too. Whew. That painting is so relaxing. Sometimes I get done with these classes, I go and take a little nap. I'm so relaxed. I know, right then I go to sleep at night. I'm like, that's what you get. But you know, where am I going in the morning? I'm so worried about, you know, you're supposed to do this, make your bed, and that. It's such a joke because, oh, people that take their bath, they get rich because they get up in the morning. It's such a bunch of hype because I know plenty of rich people. Once you start getting money, you don't make your own bed. You got somebody else to do it. You don't have to make your bed every day. No, especially when I get on there and I do stuff. No, such a bunch of crap. I get up 7:30 in the morning every morning. Well, good, I just went to bed 2 hours ago. Leave me alone. I'm not really up that late, but I have been. I was going through my change. Oh my God, sleep was my enemy. My daughter's just talking about that. It's like, well, that's the way God did it, I guess. I don't know why we do that to women. Well, guys do it too, but it's a different story. I personally think they go through a midlife crisis myself. They start buying things like, you know, motorcycles and jet skis. You're like, you haven't been in the pool in 3 years, and you're gonna go jet skiing. Good for you. How much insurance we got? Just like stupid stuff, right? That's what they do. They're just like us. All right, so you got lots and lots of leaves. So now we need an outside. And do I want to do the white? Do a little white and a little gray like I did in the other one, I guess. So I'm going to need some more white. I think it makes sure you're going to paint around the bottom of this because I'm afraid I'm going to I got a lot on there. So I'm just going to take a brush, smallish brush, nothing too big, round brush, and I can go in between these flowers, and I kind of can straighten things out if I want to too. I can just kind of, just to get some, I probably should have painted this first. That would have made more sense, right? But that's okay. Nobody will probably know who's going to notice this? You and nobody else. I talk about how we beat each other up, you know, when we're doing stuff, or how we beat ourselves up. We think something looks terrible. How many times I've sold, like, you know, I sell art once in a while. It sells. And sometimes I can't believe they want it. And I used to like say stuff, and now I look, oh, okay, yeah, that's pretty cute. And I never liked it. But then I might go look at it 2 years from now, hang on their wall, and go, you know, I don't do too bad. So we beat ourselves up over stuff like this. You can do it any way you want it. It's art, you know. I'm doing this thing now where I'm painting on old canvas. You know, I don't like the painting. Some, they were pretty decent, so I'm taking them down to Salvation Army. I can only store or keep so much. And sometimes I donate it to, like, the churches, and they raffle them off or whatever. But sometimes, you know, I just don't know what to do with them. So if you can't sell everything, you can't keep everything. The thing is that just recently I seen this video. This guy is getting really famous, and he's painting on freaking cardboard, guys. They just did a big gallery show for him. A gigantic gallery show. I'm not even exaggerating. He did mostly portraiture. And he does kind of like what I do. He does kind of a loose style. I know they have different things, expressionism and different stuff. So, long story short, it's beautiful. I love him. So, then I just seen this other one. He likes to practice. He wants to spend all his money. You know, art supplies are absolutely ridiculous. So, I've been cutting up I've been cutting up cardboard. Why isn't this hooked in? Hold on, guys. Cutting up cardboard, and I took one of the pieces of canvas I'm not going to use and cut that up. And I've been using it for little pieces of art, like I did on Jamie Norvell. Look, it's just an old piece of canvas. And then this one guy was talking about, he takes the canvas and he turns them into patches, and he made a coat with them. I'm like, I could do that. So now I'm all excited about that. Isn't that funny? Hey, guess who's here? JoJo's here. She's helping me out. JoJo makes part of my paycheck. Because, you know, the more that you like, share, talk to each other, the little bit of money I make. So JoJo gets on here and loses her mind. But she's funny. Hello, good evening. How now, brown cow? What's up, docs? Purple rain, purple rain, purple. Then I start singing. Yeah, so Joanna's here. JoJo. Yeah, so, don't ever be afraid to try different things. I was going to show you my little pile. Where'd I put it? I get all kinds of them. I've been cutting up everything. And I save, like, you know, I'm such a cheapskate. I save, like, when I do my bills, some I don't get anything for, but I get paper. I take the back and I cut them up, and I use them for notes. I have notepads, but I just they're there, and I can't waste them. And I have, like, one of those shredder things. But I only shred things that are, like, I'm worried somebody's going to see them, you know. Like I'm a billionaire. Anyway, so I turn this around. And so when it comes to art, though, you can do anything you want, you know. So see, I got the bottom covered up. Now I could take that white and I add a little thickener to it. Or not, it's up to you. Actually, that green kind of looks cool in it, don't it? Maybe I'll just kind of streak in. Let me fix this. Let me streak in some of this green, too. I could do that. Put this in the water. Streak in some of this green with it. Right? That looks kind of cool. It's kind of got a garden theme to it anyways, right? Bunny's in the garden, right? It would probably look cute too, you guys. Wouldn't like a little bee or something look cool? A little bee or a little butterfly, maybe a hummingbird or something. What can I do? me think about this. So I'm gonna just like do the white and just randomly skim in some green. I'm just gonna come in here and just kind of put it on. Pick up some of the green, pick up some of the white. Ooh, that's kind of pretty, isn't that? I like it. I like it at white to green. It kind of works, right? Getting right in here. But you get nice and thick as you use up your paint, right? Might as well use up my paint. Give some white. It's gonna be pretty. It'd be too pretty hanging on the door outside. Well, it's an inside door, so it should be okay. What can I put on this? What do you guys think? You think I should do a bee or a butterfly, guys? What do you think? Bee or butterfly? It'll be wonky. What do you think? Bee or butterfly, guys? We're taking a vote. Bee or butterfly? What do you think? Chime in, guys. Bee or butterfly? What do you think? I don't know. I could do either, right? I'm thinking butterfly. What do you guys think? Butterfly? I don't want to cover those holes up either. A little ribbon, right? I don't know if it'll need a ribbon. It's kind of pretty the way it is. My hat keeps falling off. I'm leaning towards butterfly. I'm going to try it anyways. Where am I going to put it? I'm going to put a lot of paint here. I can kind of sketch it out with a small brush. That's what I'll do. And I can put on some fat wings with a palette knife. What you think? I think that's a good idea. Whew. Should I keep my holes right there? Where is it? Where's my hole? Where are you? Right here. A little closer right here. So that's pretty easy. Now you could just do that with a brush too. You don't have to do the palette knife. I said you could do thickly with a brush too. Painterly they call it, I guess. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try this portraiture with oil. I gotta do my husband yet, but I'm working up to it. I'm working up to it, guys. I'm working up to it. Whiten this one. Right here, I think. Right. Butterfly, I agree, butterfly. You guys think butterfly? I think butterfly. All right, let's give it a try. Butterfly. Let me see. colors better. Probably could just use this purple too. Would it look good? This let's go right into this. It's not thickened up yet either, so let's go right into. Let's kind of go like this. Right to that thick paint. Okay. It's not thick. Some kind of black. Small. Need a dark color. Let's see. Get some black out. A little touch of black. For my butterfly. For my butterfly. A little bit. Just kind of slice into that with the black. I can, wait a minute, let me do it this way instead. Like that. Huh. Kind of weird, right? It's all right. Oops. No, stick with the purple. It's cute. Ooh. Green here too. Kind of outline this a little bit. Well, I'm not thrilled about it, but it's okay. It's okay. I don't know if I like it or not. That's something I don't like it. It's gone. Put some green back on. I stirred another one. I didn't like that one. I didn't like it, guys. You can do that, you know. You're an artist. You can do anything you want. That purple out of there, too. I just didn't like it. Didn't like it. Maybe let's do one on the other side. How about that? Let's do one on the other side. Now I got a lot of green there. I'm going to have to kind of make it all cohesive now. All right? Got to make it all cohesive. I lost my holes again. All right. Let's do it different. How about yellow, yellow? Let's try yellow, yellow. I wasn't crazy about the color either. Oh, I got this yellow and